Okay, so let's continue. So let's continue from where we have stopped on the last class. Just a second. Yeah, we are ready to go. So yeah, this is a course that will remind us of the Ramayana and the Mahabharata and lying on our grandmother's lap while listening to tales of old. It brings to us old memories of love between a king and a commoner, the mystery of the missing signet ring, a son disowned because of a memory lapse as a result of a curse of court intrigues and the disturbing of a woman of gentle birth till a grand battle between cousins is waged and of the love between a young Brahmin. Okay, from there we have to start. Okay.
Yes, 1.2, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure it's not showing here. This portion, course introduction only we are doing right now. Course introduction. And of the love between a young Brahmin and a courtesan. And of the love between a young Brahmin and a courtesan, who is also pursued by a wild courtier. That's the portion that we are going to discuss today. So it's again a drama. It's again a drama. So the other two dramas we discussed on the previous class. We already discussed about the first one where Shakuntala and Dushyanta all of them are coming, and we also discussed about the story that had happened in the Mahabharata. That also we discussed on the previous class. So today we are going to discuss about the the one particular sentence only given here, but again we are going to see what the story is all about that's been given over here, because these are going to be the stories that we are going to discuss later. So here it says, and of the love between a young Brahmin and a courtesan who is also pursued by a wild courtier. Let's see what the story is all about. Now, now this story refers to the romantic and adventurous plot of Mirchagadika. So this whatever we read here, it refers to the romantic and adventurous plot of Mirchagadika, a 10-act Sanskrit play filled with love, intrigue, political drama, and humor. So this is again a Sanskrit drama. This is again a Sanskrit drama, and it's been filled with love, intrigue, political drama, and humor. So these are the things. These are the themes that we are going to see throughout the drama, and it's a Sanskrit drama. That's we have to, and it is a 10-act Sanskrit drama, and its name is Mrichagadika. Its name is Mrichagadika. Now let's see who all are the main characters. Even though it's been given just only one line over here, but we are going to study about this drama in detail. So let's look upon the story. Let's look upon the story and the characters. So which will help us to get a better understanding when we study the portion itself. Now, there are many characters in that drama, and one among them is Charudatta. One among them is Charudatta. Who is Charudatta? A young Brahmin from Ujjaini. A young Brahmin from Ujjaini, known for his generosity and noble nature, but now poor due to giving away his wealth. So Charudatta, you have to remind the name. You have to remember the name, and when you remember the name itself, you try to understand their character also. Try to recollect their character also whenever you are remembering their name. That is very important. Otherwise, it won't be like in the examination. You won't be able to write. So when it say like Charudatta, you need to understand he was a good guy. He was a good person. So he was a Brahmin. He was a Brahmin from Ujjaini, and he was known for his generosity and also for his noble nature. But now poor due to giving away his wealth. So people who are really good, often what they do, yeah, they just give away their wealth to the poor people and others. So Charudatta was also like that. All his wealth and everything was given to the poor people, and now his wealth has all gone. Now then we have another lady by the name in the same Chilapadikaram drama only, the Sanskrit 10 plot drama only. The second character's name is Vasanta Sena. Her name is what? Vasanta Sena. It's very easy to remember all these characters' name because these all are South Indian name, and it's we are studying Indian drama. So it's very easy to remember the name. You may have people with the same name. Sometimes that is very easy. Like try to remember the person who is having the same name. Maybe in your place you may have somebody with the name Vasanta or something like that. So you can remember their name. But here again, this Vasanta, she is again a beautiful and kind-hearted courtesan. So she is who? She is a kind-hearted courtesan. 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 Now, who is she actually? Who is this courtesan actually? Let's see who is this courtesan. A courtesan is a woman who is often associated with the company of wealthy or powerful men, usually providing companionship, entertainment, and sometimes engaging in romantic or sexual relationships with them. So this is what a courtesan is. This is what a courtesan is. Okay, let me just mark it here. Okay, so who is a courtesan? A courtesan is a woman who is often associated with the company of wealthy or a powerful man. So you have to understand, say courtesan means a lady who is associated with the company of wealth or a powerful man, usually providing companionship, entertainment, and sometimes engaging in romantic or sexual relationships with them. So she is kind of a kind of a lady who can who has got that capacity to to seduce people, kind of say like to seduce people or to yeah, to seduce people, we can say like that. So that is a courtesan, but it's not always in the negative sense. It can be in a positive sense also, so a courtesan is a woman who is often associated with the company of wealthy or a powerful man, usually providing companionship, entertainment, or sometimes entertainment, and sometimes engaging in romantic or sexual relationships with them. Historically, courtesans were often educated, cultured, and skilled in music. So historically, courtesans were often educated, cultured, and skilled in music, dance, and conversation, making them different from ordinary prostitutes. So they were somewhat like the ordinary prostitutes only. They were somewhat like prostitutes only. They were somewhat like prostitutes only, but we cannot say them exactly like a prostitute. We cannot. Yeah. So we cannot say them exactly like they are prostitutes. No, they are not exactly like prostitutes, but kind of prostitutes. So historically, courtesans were often educated, cultured, and skilled in music, dance, and conversation, making them different from ordinary prostitutes. They moved in elite social circles. So this is all about a courtesan. So Vasanta Sena is a lady and she is a courtesan, and she falls in love with Charudatta. She falls in love with the Charudatta for his character, not for his riches. So why Vasanta Sena fall in love with Charudatta? She falls in love with Charudatta because of his character, not because of but not because of his riches. Charudatta was once rich, but he lost all his money because of the habit of giving money to the poor people. And now now Vasanta Sena is is in love with Charudatta for his character. Now again the
She is
third.
a courtesan.
Hmm?
She is a courtesan.
Courtesan. She's a courtesan. That means we already discussed who is a courtesan.
Yes.
Kind of people who can seduce or kind of giving companionship with other people, with wealthy men and rulers and all. But they may get into sexual relationship and all. But basically, it's not always the negative. But they got the ability to control such people. So they may have such a greater influence upon such people. And it's not exactly a prostitute, but they are different. What are the things that make them different? They are skilled in music, they are educated, they are cultured, and they know how to talk and all such things. They know these courtesans. Number three is the samsthanaga. Number three is the samsthanaga, the king's wicked brother-in-law. So samsthanaga is who? The samsthanaga is the king's wicked brother-in-law. Samsthanaga is the king's wicked brother-in-law. He is lustful, he is arrogant, and who desires Vasanta Sena and is willing to use force to get her. So Samsthanaga is the king's wicked brother-in-law. So he is not a good character. You have to remember the name Samsthanaga. Samsthanaga. So he is not a good character. He is a bad character, wicked character, and he is actually the brother-in-law. And he is lustful. He is arrogant, and he desires Vasanta Sena. He desires Vasanta Sena, who is willing to use force to get her. Then we have Aryaga. Then we have who? Aryaga, a political prisoner destined to become king, whose subplot runs alongside the love story. So along the love story, we have somebody else who is called Aryaga. Along the love story of this Vasanta Sena and Charidatta and all, we have another plot, another story, coming on, like going parallel, and that is and who is there? There is this Aryaga. So Aryaga is a political prisoner. He is a political prisoner. He is destined to become king, whose subplot runs alongside the love story. So Aryaga is a political prisoner who wants to become the king. And we have the Maitreya. Maitreya is who? Maitreya is Charidatta's loyal friend and companion. So Maitreya is the Charidatta's loyal friend and companion. Then we have a Rohasena. We have a Rohasena, Charidatta's little son, who plays a role in the little clay cart episode. So there is a small boy by the name Rohasena. Small boy by the name Rohasena. And what is his role? There is one episode called Little Clay Cart, and in that Little Clay Cart episode, he plays a small role. That's what Rohasena. So there are 6 characters: Charidatta, Vasanta Sena, Samsthanaga, Aryaga, Maitreya, Rohasena. Charidatta, a positive character; Vasanta Sena, positive character; Samsthanaga, negative character; Aryaga, maybe a negative character; Maitreya, positive character; Rohasena, of course, positive character.
Who is king?
That's not talking here. Maybe in the portion we will discuss. Right now, I just took only the major character. So that we will discuss maybe in the major. So Charidatta, young Brahmin from Ujjain, noble character, lost all his wealth because of his good character. Vasanta Sena, courtesan, has fallen in love with Charidatta, may want to marry him not because of his wealth, but because of his character. Samsthanaga, a king's wicked brother, lustful and arrogant, he wants to get Vasanta Sena. Aryaga, political prisoner who wants to become the king. Maitreya, Charidatta's loyal friend and companion. And Rohasena, Charidatta's little son, who plays a role in the little clay cart episode. Now, this is the plot. I will just give you a small summary of the plot. We will study everything in detail. Vasanta Sena, impressed by Charidatta's generosity and goodness, falls deeply in love with him. She brings him her jewels for safekeeping when she is threatened, trusting him completely. So, Vasanta Sena, impressed by Charidatta's generosity and goodness. Vasanta Sena, impressed by Charidatta's generosity and goodness, falls deeply in love with him. She brings him her jewels for safekeeping when she is threatened, trusting him completely. That is the first one. Again, like Samstanaga, a corrupt courtier is also after Vasanta Sena. He tries to win her through flattery and threats, but she rejects him, choosing Charadatta instead. So, what is Samstanaga trying to do? He is a corrupt courtier. He is also after Vasanta Sena. He tries to win her through flattery and threats, but she rejects him, choosing Charadatta instead. Can you go and close all the door? Maybe that door, that two windows, so that much choice will not come here. Yeah. Close the windows also. No need. Yeah, that basically that one. Oh yeah, maybe you can close these two walls. These two walls. So, yeah, that two also. Can you continue? Yeah. Okay, let's continue. So where have we reached? Yeah. So Vasanta Sena, impressed by Charadatta's generosity and goodness, falls deeply in love with him. She brings him her jewels for a safekeeping when she is threatened, trusting him completely. Now, the wild courtier, his name is Samsthanaga. The wild courtier's name is Samsthanaga, a corrupt courtier. He is a corrupt courtier. He is also after Vasanta Sena. He is also after Vasanta Sena. He tries to win her through flattery and threats. He is trying to win her through flattery means what is the exact word for flattery? You are saying something to someone to make them to seduce them, to kind of seduce them. Huh? Like when the crow was having something on his mouth, the fox on the bottom was flattering the crow, saying that your voice is really good, and so sing the song again. Yeah, flattering and threats, but she rejects him, choosing Charadatta instead. The clay cart incident, when Charadatta's son Rohasena wants a toy cart like his friends have, Vasantasena replaces his clay cart with one filled with gold, showing her love and generosity. So when Charadatta's son Rohasena wants a toy cart like his friends have, Vasantasena replaces his clay cart with one filled with gold, showing her love and generosity. Samsthanaga, furious at being rejected, tries to strangle, just, strangle, right? Yeah, putting the hand on your neck and trying to kill somebody. Strangle Vasanta Sena and leaves her to dead, believing she has been murdered. Authorities falsely accuse Charudatta. So Samsthanaga, furious at being rejected. Samsthanaga, furious at being rejected, tries to strangle Vasanta Sena. They are trying to strangle Vasanta Sena and leaves her for dead. Believing she has been murdered, authorities falsely accuse Charudatta. Resolution. Just as Charadatta is about to be executed, Vasantasena reappears alive and clears his name. Samsthanaga is punished. The political subplot ends with Ariga's rise to the throne and the lovers are united. So this is an example of a comedy because you are having a good ending, right? It's not a tragedy where you are having a sad ending. It's a comedy. That means we are having a good ending. Literary significance. This story blends romance with the social commentary, showing love that crosses class lines, a poor Brahmin and a wealthy courtesan. while also exposing corruption, abuse of power and justice. The wild courtier saves us the antagonist. While antagonist is the negative meaning. We have protagonist and antagonist. Maybe you can write it down because these two words you are going to have at always. Let's see what is antagonist. 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 Antagonist means it's a noun, a person who actively opposes or is hostile to someone or something. An opponent, basically an opponent. A person who actively opposes or is to hostile to someone or something. A person, antagonist, a person who actively opposes or is hostile to someone or something, an opponent. You got it? It's a negative character. A person who actively opposes or is hostile to someone or something. It's an opponent. So it's kind of a villain. In a movie, you have a villain. So it's kind of a villain. And the opposite of it is protagonist. This is a very important word because you have to use this word every now and then. Protagonist. 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 So what's a protagonist? The main character in a story, play or film. The main character in a story, play or a film. That is a protagonist. So every now and then, like when we study essays and all, we will be writing, okay, the protagonist, like that we will repeat. So the hero. Harry.
Instead of writing hero and villain.
Yeah, protagonist. Yeah. So Harry Potter is the protagonist in the Harry Potter series. So okay, where did we reach? Yeah, the story blends romance with the social commentary, showing love that crosses class lines, a poor Brahmin and a wealthy courtesan, while also exposing corruption, abuse of power and justice. The wild courtier saves us the antagonist who intensifies the conflict and tests the lover's devotion. Okay, so that's all about the lion and of the love between a young Brahmin and a courtesan who is also pursued by a wild courtier. And now that is the fourth play that we are going to study. That's going to be the fourth drama that we are going to study. Okay, is it okay? You understood the story, right? Yeah. We will be discussing it further, and we'll have a a long class, a long discussion concerning that. Now,
Charudata saves her.
Yeah, Charudata saves him.
Saves him.
Saves him. Yeah.
Saves
Saves
him.
him. Okay. No, not Charudata saves him. One second. Samstanaga, furious at being rejected, tries to strangle Vasanta Sena. Vasanta Sena is the lady. So he is trying to the antagonist. The antagonist Samstanaga is trying to kill Vasanta Sena, and people are accusing Charudatta for that. But finally, Vasanta Sena is coming and telling it's not Charudatta who tried to kill me. It is Samstanaga who tried to kill me. That's all the stuff. And finally, we have the and last but not the least, one of the 5 great epics of Tamil literature. One of the 5 great epics of Tamil literature, Chilappadigaram. What is that? Chilappadigaram. It's all our South Indian words only, right? So maybe in your Telugu language also, use Telugu language, right? Yeah, your Telugu language also it could be there. Chilappadigaram. Like Chilappadigaram is a Tamil literature. Chilappadigaram is a Tamil literature. So one of the Tamil drama, one of the 5 great epics of Tamil literature, that is Chilappadigaram, which is again a story of the love between a married man and a courtesan, and her and her abandonment by him and his eventual death. So, what is there in Chilappadigaram? Chilappadigaram is again a story of the love between a married man and a courtesan, a married man and a courtesan, and her abandonment by him, a married man and a courtesan, and her abandonment by him and his eventual death. Let's see that story also, then I think we will wind it up. The Tamil epic Chilappadigaram, the tale of an anklet. What do you mean by anklet? Anklet, anklet, because we are going to the whole story, at least like at the at the end of the story you will be having more about anklet. Anklet means anklet, 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 anklet. You know what? You know where is the ankle? Ankle, ankle. This portion. Yeah, this portion. Okay. So a piece of jewelry worn around the ankle. A piece of jewelry worn around the ankle, often decorative and sometimes with small bells. You would have seen like anklets, right? Anklets, yeah, you would have. So that is called anklet. A piece of jewelry worn around the ankle, often decorative and sometimes with small bells. So that is this all about the Tamil epic Chilappadigaram, the tale of an anklet, written by Lango Adigal, is one of the 5 great epics of ancient Tamil literature. The story, okay, and let's see the main characters in the Chilappadigaram. Let's see the main characters in the Chilappadigaram drama, Tamil drama. Kovalan, first person who is there? Kovalan, a wealthy merchant of Puhar, married to Kannagi, but drawn to the courtesan Madhavi. So, who was Kovalan? A wealthy merchant of Puhar. Kovalan is a wealthy merchant of Puhar, but he is married to Kannagi. He is married to Kannagi, but drawn to the courtesan Madhavi. We already discussed who is a courtesan, right? You know who is a courtesan. So, this Puhar, Kovalan is a wealthy merchant of Puhar, but he is married to Kannagi, but he is drawn to the courtesan Madhavi. You understood who is Kovalan, right? And we have a Kannagi. Kovalan's virtuous and devoted wife. So Kannagi, again, like if you look upon the characters in South India or all over India, you see people like when we say the women character as a wife or like that, they will be very much devoted to their husbands. That we are going to see in the story. So here Kannaki again, she is the virtuous and devoted wife. She is a virtuous and devoted wife of Kovalan, famed for her chastity and moral strength. She is famous for her chastity and her moral strength. So what is chastity? Chastity means purity in thought and conduct. That means even though Kovalan is going behind another lady, but she remained faithful to Kovalan. So such characters we see a lot in our nation, India, and in different states of India, right? Because even though sometimes the ladies they remain they remain like they keep their chastity. Even if they know their husbands are not proper. Even if they know their husbands are doing wrong things, they will still remain as good. So again here, Kovalan a Kannagi, Kovalan's virtuous and devoted wife, famed for her chastity and moral strength. Then we have Madhavi. Who is Madhavi? A talented and beautiful courtesan. Madhavi is a talented and beautiful courtesan, trained in dance and music. So she is trained in dance and music. she becomes Kovalan's lover. So Madhavi becomes a Kovalan's lover. So Madhavi is a talented and beautiful courtesan, trained in dance and music, and she becomes whose lover? Kovalan's lover. The Pandya king is the ruler of Madurai, whose mistaken judgment leads to Kovalan's execution. So Pandya king is again a bad major character. So he is the ruler of Madurai, and his mistaken judgment leads to Kovalan's execution. Now, here is the plot, love and betrayal. Kovalan is married, here is the whole story is here. Kovalan is married to Kannagi, but becomes infatuated. You know what is infatuated? Falling in love with Madhavi, a celebrated courtesan. He spends lavishly on her, neglecting his wife and depleting his wealth. So, what is Kovalan doing? Kovalan is married to Kannagi but becomes infatuated with Madhavi. He would have attended some meeting or somewhere where where Madhavi would have perform a dance or something, and he got attracted to her. And what happened? This Kovalan spends lavishly on her, spend a lot of money on her, neglecting his wife and depleting his wealth. All his wealth he has given to this Madhavi, this Madhavi. After a period of passion, misunderstandings arise between Kovalan and Madhavi. So this often happens, right? It was only an infatuation. It was not a real love. It was not a real love. It was only a infatuation that who were having Kovalan and Madhavi were having. It was not a pure love. So after a period of passion. So whenever infatuation happens, what happens? The love will be for only some time. The love will only be only there. The love will be there for only some time. After some time, what will happen? That that passion will go. You know, that passion will go. So that, but that does not happen in a family life. In a family, when a girl and a boy gets married, they have so many other commitments also. So even if the initial infatuation goes, because of their different commitments, because of their different commitments, they stay within the marriage. But this happens when things happen outside of the marriage. So here again, the love is happening between Kovalan and Madhavi, and it was only an infatuation, not a real love. And because of that, some misunderstandings happen between Kovalan and Madhavi, and they are leaving each other. Huh? Feeling disillusioned, okay. Feeling disillusioned, Kovalan leaves her and return to Kannagi. So he was living with this another lady, but after a period of time, there came some arguments or some misunderstanding, and because of that, Kovalan leaves her and is coming back to Kannagi. But what Kannagi is doing, he is his own wife. Kannagi has seen what Kovalan has done, but still also still also Kannagi receives her. Still also Kannagi receives him without a bitterness. The couple decides to start afresh in the city of Madurai. So here the city of Madurai come even today. The city of Madurai exists in Tamil Nadu. So the couple decides to start afresh. They decided to start a new life in Madurai. Now Kovalan does not have anything. All the money he has given, all the money he has spent on Madhavi, all the money he has spent on Madhavi. So now there is nothing in Kovalan's hand. So the couple decides to start afresh in the city of Madurai. With nothing left, Kovalan tries to sell one of Kannagi's anklets to raise money. Since they don't have any money left, Kovalan is trying to sell Kannagi's anklet. One of two, there will be two anklets. So one anklet he is trying to sell. The anklet is mistaken for one stolen from the queen. But unfortunately, what happened? Do you remember the word you used one day? Unfortunately, yeah. The same word I'm using here. Huh? Unfortunately, it's a negative word, not a positive word. Huh? Unfortunately, the anklet is mistaken for one stolen from the queen. So unfortunately, the anklet is mistaken for one stolen from the queen. Without a proper trial, the Pandya king orders Kovalan's execution. So without doing a proper inquiry, what the king is doing, the Pandya king is ordering Kovalan's execution. Kovalan is executed. Kannagi's wrath. In grief and fury, Kannagi proves her husband's innocence by breaking her other anklet to show it contains rubies, unlike the queen's pearl-filled anklet. So she got really angry. Kannagi got really angry, and what is she doing? She took out she took out the other anklet and she opened and showed it to them where it was containing rubies. But the queen's was pearl-filled anklet. The queen's anklet was filled with pearl, but her anklet was filled with rubies. Realizing his mistake, the king dies of shame. The king was so ashamed of what had happened and he maybe he committed suicide. And Kannagi curses the city and the whole Madurai is burned. Kannagi, yeah, curses the city and the whole Madurai is burned. So that is the story. The episode highlights love, betrayal, forgiveness, injustice, and retribution. So the episode highlights love, betrayal, forgiveness, injustice, and retribution. The married man and courtesan episode sets the stage for the moral and emotional power of Kannagi's transformation from a wronged wife to a symbol of righteous anger. So the married man and courtesan episode sets the stage for the moral and emotional power of Kannagi's transformation from a wronged wife to a symbol of righteous anger. The epic also reflects on fate, moral duty, and the consequences of a rash judgment. And as a summary, we can say in Shakuntala, there is a love and a curse. In Mahabharata, politics, humiliation, war. Vrichagadika, love, social class conflict. Chilapadigaram, love, betrayal, and justice. So Chilapadigaram is a Tamil text. Abhignana Shakuntalam and Vrichagadika are a Sanskrit drama. So we hope you are ready to embark on a magical, mystical journey through the ages. So we hope you are ready to embark on a magical, mystical journey through the ages. We won't be going into such deep discussion for the next paragraphs. We will go little deep, but we have very interesting portion on the next para. Probably we will be studying on the next class. There we are going to discuss about the curse, discuss about the curse that Durvasa gave to Shakuntala. Durvasa gave to Shakuntala. Okay, I will read it once again. Listen. This is a course that will remind us of the Ramayana and the Mahabharata, and lying on our grandmother's lap while listening to the tales of old. It brings to us all the memories of love between a king and a commoner. The mystery of the missing signet ring, a son disowned because of a memory lapse as a result of a curse, of court intrigues and the disrobing of a woman of gentle birth till a grand battle between cousins is waged, and of the love between a young Brahmin and a courtesan who is also pursued by a wild courtier, and last but not the least, one of the five great epics of Tamil literature, Chilapadigaram, which is again a story of the love between a married man and a courtesan and her abandonment by him and his eventual death. So we have three texts in Sanskrit and one in Tamil. Two are epics, the Mahabharata and Chilapadigaram, which is a Tamil text, while Abhignana Shakuntala and Mrichagadika are Sanskrit drama. So we hope you are ready to embark on a magical, mystical journey through the ages. Are you interested to study further? Okay, so we will have the next class probably maybe by evening because there's so much noise coming from there. So let's stop it here. And